This video is sponsored by this mega pint of fresh water.
Hi everybody! Today we'll go for a ride and we'll build a new expressive instrument in Kontakt. No, I'm joking. We won't be building an expressive instrument today. We'll be doing something better. I have a present for you. I have this, which will allow you to build an expressive Kontakt instrument. I was saving this present for the 1,000 subscriber mark, but after looking it up on a lookup table, I decided that 666 is the new 1,000. Let me set this out here. So what is this present I speak of? In the last video I gave you my 5 killer rules for a better sampling experience. If you missed that video, links above and in the description. My rule number 1 was not to be picky with what you record, but rather to develop a pipeline, a workflow that allows you to be quick and efficient in assessing your sample's potential. Over the years I have developed my own workflow in Kontakt to do just that. But I reasoned, why not build a tool that will allow anybody to follow a similar workflow? In building this tool, I had to think a little bit about human attention. And in some cognitive neuropsychology circles, attention is defined as flexible control of limited computational resources. We all suffer from limited computational resources, some more, some less. If you visualize performance as a function of alertness, attention, then you'll soon realize that there is an inverse U curve that defines a relationship where at low attention you exhibit low performance, at higher attention your performance increases, and at very high attention and alertness and stimulation levels your performance suffers. So in building this tool, I try to design it in such a way that the workflow hits the top of the inverted U shape, where you get the right level of attention to increase your performance in sampling. I'll first introduce the present, and then I'm going to describe a couple of use cases, and I'm sure you will develop your own workflow based on this. So let's go on to the studio. Here we are. If things look different from other videos, it's because this is Studio B. At some point, I might even show you Studio C. Now then, let's fire up Kontakt. Little handy trick to keep your homemade and other Kontakt instruments organized is to right mouse click where you get your quick load, and you can use folders to drag and drop your instruments nicely collected here. This crosses the psychological barrier of having the libraries tab. Now I'm excited to present to you Chromofonic sample assessment tool. Let's drag and drop and begin the journey. This is what you will be faced with when you first open this tool. Here you can use the on-off button, and I hope you don't have electricity issues because this screen is very sensitive to current changes. However, I assure you that the flickering on the screen is epilepsy friendly. If we play on a key, this nice Akai professional mini keyboard, we'll listen to the pre-recorded message that comes together with the instrument.
Welcome to Chromofonic's Sample Assessment Preparation Tool. Please drop a sample in here to begin your VILAS Therapy sessions.
Now let's drag and drop a sample. Let's take this one. Everything lights up. You can use this red arrow to regulate the start position of your sample. You can even assign it to a MIDI CC. So for example, I learned it on this knob on my Mini Professional, and now I can use the knob to regulate the start position of the sample. Now your sample is automatically assigned to the middle area of the keyboard. By clicking on these buttons, you can assign it at different areas of the keyboard that will change the tuning of the sample. For example, the low setting will change your relative tuning to this, the high to this, and the automatic will try to do an automatic pitch detection and will assign to the right key. Let's try it. In this case, I prefer to have it assigned in the middle area. How about absolute control over the tuning? Well, once you eyeball the pitch of your sample using these settings here, including the automatic, you can go up here and change the tune. And you can even keep shift pressed while you do that to fine-tune the pitch of your sample, and like this it will allow you to bring many samples to the same tune if you so wish. Apart from the tuning, what other controls have we got? We can change the speed of playback. So this slider here, then you can speed it up. Okay, I want it somewhere there. Let's find a good start position. I like this start position, but now I want to have it louder. That's why here you have a volume knob, which does several things. It's not just volume, it does some limiting, some light compression, processes akin to sample normalization. So let's increase now this knob. Okay, we have some nice volume, but the attack is clicky. That's why at the bottom we have a DSR controls. I will increase the attack. Maybe I'll reduce the sustain and a bit the decay. Right, somewhere there. Now we have two knobs. We have Chromo and we have Phonic. Chromo and Phonic do several things. They both add some convolution, they add filters, they do several processes in parallel. And it mimics my usual process when I try to assess a sample's potential for further processing. So let's add a little bit of Chromo and a bit of Phonic. And let's see what it gives us. Right, let's try another sample. Let's try strings C3 for Vital. This is the original sample. Now, when you drag and drop it in, it will reset all the controls to their default state. I want to use automatic pitch detection. And I wonder how this sound will play reversed back. Now, for reversing the sound, because I want you to still be involved in the actual Kontakt engine,
It's because you were not asked to find out how to copy a user zone to a second group and reverse the second group.
Partly, not completely. Nevertheless, I want you to click this ranch icon, click the reverse button, go back to the front of the instrument and click this rev. If I play the sound, it will play back from the same position. So I want slow it a little bit down. Increase the attack. Maybe increase the decay but decrease the sustain. A bit of Chromo. A dash of Phonic. Let's see what we have here. So we managed to turn one sample into a path using the sample assessment tool. But let's not forget, the purpose of the tool is to quickly assess the potential of your sounds. Once you did that, by dragging and dropping your samples into this tool from either your sample management software or even from Kontakt's folder system, then you can earmark your samples for further use into your sampling projects. That's one case. This second use case scenario is to use this tool as a sample preparation tool, where you create a sound and you resample that sound for use in your sampling project. Let's load a couple of more instances of this tool and see if we can layer sounds. And now let's layer the...
Hans Zimmer
Who?
is on the phone.
Hans. Tell him I'm busy. Let's drop a viol. Let's see what we can do with this. Now I want to combine it with the first layer. You see, it's in different tune, different pitch, so I'm going to click this automatic button. First layer, second layer, so it assigned it correctly. And you can use these volume controls now to mix together your layers. Let's move to the third layer, and I'm going to add a voice. Forgive the voice. Let's see what we can do with the voice. Automatic. Okay. Tune is okay. How we can mix all of them together? I will unsolo all of them. And in this way, we created a sound by layering 3 instances of the sample assessment tool using 3 different samples and adding a little bit of chromo and a little bit of phonic to each and regulating all the properties. We could resample the sound and use it further into building an actual Kontakt instrument using techniques that I've demonstrated before and I will be demonstrating in future videos. In one of the next videos, I'm going to show you other use case scenarios for this sample assessment tool. But for now, you can look at it as your first session for the treatment of VILAS. VILAS stands for Virtual Instrument Library Acquisition Syndrome. So a few important things. You are going to find the download links in the description. Don't forget to check the video on the 5 killer tips on how to improve your sampling experience, because that will help you appreciate your own instruments. Finally, a very important thing that I want to say is that this tool, I would not have been able to build this tool by myself without the help of a very helpful Kontakt community. You can find this community if you go to Native Instruments forums. They will lead you to the right place to be. So I hope you enjoy the Chromofonic sample assessment tool, and until next time, be happy.